Hola, and welcome to the Jared Show Knowledge Podcast. Today, I'm talking about sports. Sports for your life and mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
The Jared Show.
want to change the world.
Alright, okay, let's get sporty, shorty. I got a story or two to tell you today, and I want to talk about how sports can be beneficial, how sports can help improve your life. With so many sports out there, chances are you're already playing some kind of sport, or maybe you need some incentive to get back into a sport you played a long time ago. Let me tell you what, this, my friend, is your wake-up call. So whether you're on a 5-mile run right now, and if you are, I hope that you keep plugging, keep going, keep chugging, get up that hill, make it to the next mile. Or I tell you what, even if you're getting ready for the big game on the couch, which I hope your team wins, let's get ready to sport it up, bro. Super Mario. Bro, have you heard about that guy? Bro, you gotta hear this dude. He's funny, but bro, he's got you thinking too. Bro, I was looking for something to listen to while I was going to work with my girl. She turns this guy on, and I'm like, bro, why you gotta turn this guy on? And she says, just listen. So as I did, right? And this fucking guy was funny. But bro, he was thoughtful. Bro, I'm listening. Bro, you should be listening too. Alright, welcome back to the Jared Show Knowledge Podcast. I tell you what, growing up in northeastern United States, we had a program in my school. It's called Sports for Life. It was amazing. So for $99, $90, I have to ask my mom about that. It might have been more. I think maybe it was $200. I can't remember how much it was, but for a pretty substantially less amount of money, for the entire season, I think it was like 180 or something. But for the entire season, you would get lift tickets, rentals, bus to and from the mountain, the ski resort, every Thursday. And we also had a lot of different choices. I chose to ski for, I think I skied for like 4 years. And then I switched to snowboarding, thank God. All you fruit booters out there know what I'm talking about. Skiing sucks. Snowboarding's way better. No, I'm just joking. It's just a joke. It's okay. If you're a skier, it's cool. I just personally think snowboarding's better. Although I would go skiing again. And consequently, I think wakeboarding's better than skiing on the water too, water skiing. But, that's just my personal preference. But I tell you what, I think it was like $180 I think we went for the season, which was like 3 or 4 months. But every Thursday, we used to get trucked up to the mountain, and we would be able to ski like half a day. So we would start, I think it was like 11:30, maybe it was 10:30. I think it was like 11:30, and we would get trucked up there, and we would be able to ski like all afternoon. And then when we come back, I always thought it was weird it was on Thursday though, because then it was like we come back to school on Friday, and we were like, now what, I think they did change it though, to where it started. Then it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then it was Friday. It changed, I think, over time, but it was amazing. It was amazing growing up. They had other programs. You could do all kinds of other stuff. You could do, volleyball and stuff in the gym. I think maybe basketball or something to that effect. Bless my mom's heart for scraping that money together and allowing me to have some of the best experiences in my entire life. It was amazing. It was amazing. I equate it to like living out in California and taking surf lessons. You know, I learned to snowboard. I was doing double black diamonds on a snowboard when I was like, I don't know, 12, 10, 12, something like that. It's amazing. It all ended when I was in 6th grade, though. So after 6th grade, yeah, that was the end. And I got a chance to go snowboarding here and there, not as much. It was still a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I was doing double black diamonds on skis, on snowboard when I was I think I was like 12. It was amazing. And, you know, it really helped shape my life. It was one of the parts that I look back definitely fondly on as a kid growing up in rural eastern northern United States, and it was amazing. And we called it Sports for Life, and that's the title of this episode, is Sports for Life. Because it shaped me so much. You know, I played a lot of different sports growing up, and one of those was snowboarding. You know, sports has become somewhat of a general term, I guess. I think there's a lot of sports out there nowadays, and I've played a lot. We'll get into that in a minute, but yeah, that right there helped shape my life. Playing basketball and playing all these different sports that I did as I was growing up. I was always playing some kind of sport. Those sports really helped shape my life, and I do want to get back into some of those sports, maybe not all of them. I mean, who has the time, you know? But yeah, it was amazing, Sports for Life. I'm so glad I got a chance to do some of those things and experience some of those things. A lot of it was scary. You know, I don't know if you know this, but double black diamond, I think the hardest trail there is a triple black diamond. And I don't think I've ever done the triple. You would think I would remember that, but I really don't. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I know for a fact I used to do double black diamonds all the time on a snowboard. I think I did a couple on a ski. I think maybe double or triple blue diamonds is the most I got on skis. What happened was when I was on skis in, I think it was the 4th grade. Yeah, I had what's called a yard sale. Now, if you've never been skiing before, a yard sale is when you lose every piece of equipment that is attached to you, kind of like you would have a yard sale. And what happened is, I won't go through the whole story, but it still kind of burns me to this day. But there was somebody in front of me. We were going. So when you're going down a ski slope, there are little rabbit trails off to the side of the ski slope that people make, and you can follow along those rabbit trails, and a lot of times they're jumps that people have built, or they've carved into jumps as you're going along. And I was following somebody that was, I think, a year younger than me, and she freaked out before she got to the jump, and she slowed down. And the way you slow down on skis, if you can see this on the video, if you don't know this, you can go watch me do all this craziness on YouTube. You can see what I'm talking about here. If not, picture it in your mind. Again, if you're running right now, picture it in your mind. It's okay to use your imagination. It's all right. But basically, you point both of your toes towards each other, right? That's called a snowplow, right? And that's how you slow down if you're a really beginner skier. Otherwise, you do a hockey stop kind of slow down, where you just slide to both your skis parallel on the side. But she did this snowplow, and it really slowed her down. I wanted to get a lot of speed, so I tried to slow down as best as I could before I hit the jump, because she was like right in front of me. And so she jumped, kept going, was fine, right? And I tried to slow down with, I think, probably the wrong maneuver at the time. Hit the jump, I think going sideways, and just launched off of this mogul. I mean, if in my 10, 12-year-old imagination, I was 100 feet in the air, but I was pretty up there and landed and did not have any of my equipment afterwards, and it was not fun. Hurt quite a bit. And here's what I mean by the yard sale, right? So when you go skiing, you have, most of the time you're going to have goggles, you're going to have a hat, you're going to have, I forget what the thing, it's been so long, but there's a thing, a turtleneck, or whatever it's called, where it's like this thing that covers your face. I guess nowadays that would be helpful. But it just covers your face and it warms your neck warmer, maybe it's called. And you have poles, you have ski poles, you have the skis themselves, gloves, the whole nine. So when I hit the jump, landed, poles, ski, everything was just all over the place. It's what that's called a yard sale. And that's how I ended up retiring from skiing. And it was probably the best thing that happened to me. I ended up becoming a snowboarder and got really, really good at snowboarding. And by the time I retired, semi-retired from snowboarding after the 6th grade, I was up to double black diamonds. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I tell you what, though, I really, and I do miss snowboarding. That was my favorite sport. What overtook it eventually was basketball, mostly because I could play it in winter and summer, because I was part of a team during the winter, and then summertime is just, that's what we did. But yeah, all of those sports that I played, I played a lot. I played a lot of other sports growing up and throughout my lifetime. And I think I'm a better person from it. There's many benefits from playing sports, and I think we'll get into that in just about 30 seconds. Yeehaw, y'all! This here Sweet Tea Tucker coming into your earballs again, trying to let you know that I know that you know that I know that you're on that there FaceTube just like everybody else. And when you get on that there tube of you should go check out my buddy Jared. I don't know what it is, but I like this feller. I think it's the stuff he talks about. Anywho, go check him out on the YouTube. Links in the description. Thank you kindly. Alright, and welcome back to the Jared Show Knowledge Podcast. Thank you for listening. And like I was saying, I have played so many sports in my lifetime. I'm just going to rattle off a list real quick of anything and everything I've played. And probably, I don't even think this is probably all of them. This is the ones that kind of came off the top of my head as I was writing this. But yeah, baseball. Here we go. You ready? So baseball, soccer, tennis, basketball, skateboarding, wakeboarding, skiing, golfing, frisbee golf, football, martial arts in the forms of taekwondo and tai chi, mountain biking, badminton, volleyball, lacrosse, and really pretty much anything with a board or a ball I've played, with few exceptions. I've tried surfing, wasn't very good at it. We'll get into that in a little while. I've tried windsurfing. Really was not very good at that. We won't get into that in a little while. That was a whole different thing. Down on the southern part of the East Coast. That was interesting. But yeah, I've pretty much played anything with a ball. I think I've even played stuff like croquet and just all kind. I don't think I've ever played rugby, but I've played pretty much everything, and wasn't too bad at most of them. I could hold my own. I could at least be on a team and play and not be the worst guy on the team. But basketball has always been kind of my favorite. But as I was growing up, I basically played a sport for every season. Okay, so you had baseball, and baseball was really great. Especially for me growing up, baseball was great. I was on kind of a rigged team. I was on one of the best teams in the county, I think. We actually went 13-0. We won every game of our season, but it was in Little League, and so we didn't have a World Series or any of that kind of stuff back then. Even though I know Little League World Series has been around for ages and all that stuff, I'm saying our particular, where we were and what was going on with us, we somehow did not ascend to that level or something. I don't think all I know is we went 13-0 in the season. We never lost. Our coach was amazing. But yeah, baseball really helped with hand-eye coordination. Learned a lot of hand-eye coordination. You have to really make split-second decisions. Baseball was really good for that. Played soccer. Soccer was great for cardio. I don't know if you know this, but you run all over the place in soccer. Either that or you stand in the field and you talk to your friends, which I was never that player. I will admit, I think I played defense. I'm pretty sure I played defense, like halfback. So I did quite a lot of running. And it was great. It was great for cardio, man. I mean, you just run all over the field, But my favorite has always been basketball, and it helped with everything. Basketball was great for hand-eye coordination. It was great for cardio. It was great for keeping me in shape. It was great to get out of the house. Especially growing up in the northern, eastern, western United Eastern states. It was amazing to be able to get out of the house when there's 6 feet of snow. So it was awesome, and it gave me something constructive to do to get out of the house with. Sports always help me make friends, be social, actually social, not just texting somebody or whatever, and being part of a team, learning teamwork, which was really good for me as an only child. I didn't have brothers and sisters to play with and be around and learn how to share and learn how to, develop that kind of social skills, and so basketball, I kind of regret this a little bit. Being an only child, I looked at it more like, cool, I get to go hang out with my friends more than taking it seriously as a game. I regret that just a little bit, and I have some really great basketball stories about me growing up. I tell you what, you can tweet me or, if you're watching YouTube video, comment and let me know if you want to hear those. Maybe I'll dive into those at some point in my podcasting career. But basketball I really didn't take extremely seriously. I looked at it more like a chance to socialize, and had a lot of fun doing so. But looking back, I wish I had developed more skill and I mean, I played basketball every day for years. I mean, basically since I was like 5 to probably 18, I played basketball I used to go outside and play in the snow at my house. I'm talking 2-3 feet of snow on the ground, and I'm out shooting the basketball because that's all I can do. You can't dribble. I played a lot of basketball. Well, I'm gonna get into a story about that here in a little while. What we used to do during the summer to be able to play basketball, but yeah, I mean it really helped shape my life playing basketball, dude. And definitely for the better. I attribute basketball with helping me be able to have social skills and get out in the world, and be able to learn how to be around other people and be part of a team, So yeah, during the summer, speaking of part of the team, as an only child, I had some friends around the neighborhood, and we would team up. We would jump on our bikes and ride all the way down to the town, if you will. It was about 3 miles away, and we'd get up about 7, 8. Usually, school time. We'd get out the door about 9. Have a little bit of money in our pocket, maybe $10. We'd bike all the way down to the center of town, about 3 miles. Bring our basketball with us, and in the summertime, we had this thing called Open Gym. And Open Gym would open at about, I think it was 6 o'clock. if I remember correctly. And it would close about 10, sometimes 10:30, depending on who was running the open gym. So, and I had two groups of friends. I had the skateboarder crew, the edgy wannabe kind of, and then I had the basketball crew, the kids from around the way. And so I would go down to the center of town. Me and a bunch of my friends would go down, and I would skateboard all day until I'd get there probably 10 o'clock in the afternoon. Or 10 o'clock in the afternoon, right? That's a crazy. I'd get there about 10 o'clock in the morning, and we would skate all day. And then we would wait for the open gym. This is only on Fridays. So Fridays is the only open gym that they had. The rest of the days, we just skate all day and play on the court at the elementary school during the night until basically couldn't see anymore. And then we bike home. But on Fridays, man, we would get there about 10 o'clock in the morning, skate all day. I mean, all day. I mean, just nonstop. And then we'd wait till the open gym would start at about 6. We would play hard as we could. I mean, sometimes some kids showed up, not a lot of people showed up. All I knew was it was a gymnasium, it was open, I got to play actual basketball on an actual court, and I was all for it. And we would run and run and run and run and run for about another 4 hours, till about 10 o'clock. And then we would bike 3 miles home. And we'd get home roughly about, if we left at 10, we'd probably get there at, 10:30, 10:45. And that was our Fridays. That was get out of the house and go play days, I miss those days, to be honest with you. But I also tell you, basketball is my favorite sport, and that's obvious. I mean, I'm willing to bike 3 miles to go play. That's obvious. But I'm going to get into a few I think are worth revisiting. A few sports I think are worth revisiting, some of the ones that I've done before. A couple I'd like to try. There are some that I haven't done before. And one I would never do ever. I'm going to get into that after this. Hey there, just a quick message to say thank you for listening. And if you like what you've heard so far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. New episodes every Sunday and Tuesday at 10 p.m. And don't forget about the new podcast show, The Jared Show Wisdom Podcast, premiering Monday, also at 10 p.m. We'll see. And welcome back. Thank you for listening to the Jared Show Knowledge Podcast. And while basketball is my favorite sport, I have participated in a lot of different sports in my life, as well as watched a lot of sports on TV when I couldn't play, when I get injured, or surfing channels or whatever. Speaking of surfing, actually, surfing is one I'd like to try again. Now, I have tried surfing. When I moved out to California, I tried surfing and I almost died. It was near Santa Cruz, if I remember correctly. And had no idea what I was doing. I don't know if you know this or not, but the water in California is freezing cold. I mean, it is like hypothermia cold. And I tried surfing, I had a bodysuit. The guy that rented me the bodysuit at the surf shop, a couple blocks from the waves, guy rents it, has a big huge hole right here in the middle. I had no idea, and it was just worthless. And so I'm out there in ice cold water, had kelp all over the place. It was a disaster. I'll give this a thumbs up or like it, or let me know somehow. Tweet me, tell me something if you want to hear that story, because it's well worth it. I just don't have time to tell it right now. But regardless, I tried surfing. I almost died. And I never got up on a wave. So I don't really count the fact that I've been surfing. That's not really part of... same thing really with windsurfing. I mean, I count them in terms of like I made the effort, but I didn't really like do it. Just paddling around and almost dying surfing, and I don't really count that as surfing. But I'd like to try it again. I'd also like to try hang gliding, which you want to talk about dangerous. That's ridiculous. It looks fun though. It really does look a lot like it's gonna be a lot of fun if you can catch it just right. Right? And I'd like to try that. I think it would be interesting. Something I'd like to revisit would be snowboarding. I have not been snowboarding in years. I can't even remember the last time I went snowboarding. And I'd love to try it again. Same thing with wakeboarding. Actually, wakeboarding was so much fun. I just haven't been able to get out on a boat that is capable of carrying a wakeboard. I'm trying to actually. I want to get a jet ski. I think would be fun, and have somebody in the front pulling me on a wakeboard. You know, me on a wakeboard, them pulling me with a jet ski. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd like to do that. And something I have done, and I have now. I have a pennyboard skateboard. It's electric, and it is amazeballs. It's amazing. It's amazing. It goes 23 miles an hour. I'm going to do a whole nother podcast on that thing. That thing is amazing. If you don't have an e-board or an electric board, electric skateboard, go get you one, bro. It is amazeballs. It is so much fun, but it is scary as hell. No joke. It is really scary. 23 miles an hour. I've been clocked going 23 miles an hour. But that's nothing. Have you seen these guys doing these downhill runs on longboards going 70 miles an hour? Are you kidding me? I want to try it though. And I tell you what, as I was coming up with this podcast, I thought long and hard. And I just could not come up with a sport I would never do. I don't think. I mean, there's a couple like I can't do, or this happens, or that happens. One I probably won't do anytime soon, let's say. I don't think I would never do it. I mean, if you give me the opportunity, I'm going to try it. But it would be bobsledding or luge. Now, street luge and regular luge, I'm up for either one. As long as you have, like, the proper equipment and there's no, trucks that are going to run you over if you're on a road, or, the ice is nice, I guess, if you're on ice. I don't know. But I would try it. It's just I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think the closest I'm going to come to a bobsled is, I don't know if you've ever seen it. If you haven't, go check it out. It's a movie called Cool Runnings. Hey, Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. Come on, man. Come on. If you have not seen Cool Runnings, go check that out. Come on, classic John Candy. But I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Mostly because it's cold. And two, I don't really have access to that. I mean, how does one go about bobsledding? I'm not sure. One I would probably do, but I won't because it costs a lot and requires training, but it looks so much fun. I was just at the beach the other day. Have you ever seen people in general, kiteboarding? It's amazeballs. It's amazing. Looks like so much fun. I think sports has the capacity to change people's lives. I think it gives us something in our lives that we're missing. We need that little bit of competition. We need that reason to get out and train and go hard and go after something and get that cardio in and get these kind of things in. I've learned so much from sports. I've learned teamwork and selflessness, and so many different things. One thing I have noticed is I learned a lot about sports from playing sports video games. I used to play a lot of Madden when I was growing up. We'd have Madden tournaments and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I grew up in the way up top northeastern, southeastern United States eastern place, and there was a lot of snow, and basketball season was only 12 weeks or something, and that was it. And then you were on your own, and we had to wait, and because of that, you played a lot of video games, and we want to play basketball. Like I said, I would do whatever I had to do to go play basketball, but you can only do that so many times. And yeah, so it got to the point you play video games, and I actually quit playing video games over quite a while now. It's been quite a while, but yeah, I did learn a lot about sports from video games, and it somewhat helped me in the games that I was playing. But it was interesting. I used to play a lot of Madden, and I got to the point where I could read a defense. I could watch an actual real football game and read the defense of that football game just because I learned all this stuff from Madden. I knew, a 3-4 set meant they're going to run, or 4-3 meant either run or pass, or a prevent. And it helped me learn a little bit, especially with basketball and these kind of things. What's really amazing about video games and sports is your mind can't really tell the difference between a video game and what's real. It's actually been proven in scientific experiments that the same synapses fire in your brain whether you're thinking about something or doing something. So with sports training, they've actually said, okay, we're going to have you think about running your marathon or think about racing a car. And they put electrodes, these diodes or whatever they're called on their head to measure brain activity. And it was proven scientifically that your brain fires in the same response, in the same place as when you're thinking about it and thinking and visualizing that basketball shot going in or that baseball, being hit for a home run or whatever, as if it actually happened. So with video games, your brain can't really tell the difference. But the thing that can is your body. Your body can tell the difference. If you're training a basketball player on NBA 2K, or if you're actually running all of that and dribbling all that, your body definitely knows the difference. And in the next episode of the podcast, we're gonna get into that a little bit more. But I want to know, you've heard all my sports I've played and some of my favorites. What's your favorites? What's your favorite sport and why? Maybe it's some obscure sport. Maybe it's whatever it is. Maybe it's CrossFit. Maybe it's running. Maybe it's track. Maybe it's field. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. I'd love to know though. You can tweet me. Go check it out and just tweet me at TheJarredShow. Let me know. So like I said, the next episode is going to be about video games, and the title of it's going to be Video Games versus Michael Jordan and Jimi Hendrix. And you'll see what I mean in that one. Like I said, your body can tell the difference. We're going to get into that a little bit. I'll give you a little insight as to why I stopped playing video games, and we'll get a little deeper into that. So we have new episodes every Sunday and Tuesday night. So that means I'm going to check you out here on Tuesday. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments or something you want to get off your chest, let me know. Email me at TheJarredShow@gmail.com. You can tweet me at TheJarredShow. And if you really need something to do, go check out some articles I've written on Medium. It's a website called Medium. You can go to medium.com//@TheJarredShow. Go check it out. I thank you for listening. May God bless you. Now go outside and play. The Jared Show.